Hey guys, it's Tashana from Tashana Skincare Boutique. I just wanted to talk to you guys about my journey as an esthetician thus far. I hope that in talking about my journey, this will help new estheticians with their journey, what to perhaps avoid from my own journey, and what to look for in a good job after you graduate from school. So, to start, I went to the Aesthetic Institute of Boston in 2011. I completed just 300 hours and I got my license in 2012. It took about 7 months to land my first job at a facial spa as an esthetician. I made $8 an hour plus commission and tips. I worked there for about a week, but I didn't like it. The manager was on some other stuff. I didn't like her. She was prejudiced. The next week, I became very sick, so I was out of work for 4 days. When I returned to that job, I was fired. I didn't care though. It was a huge relief. So the next month, I started working at a small private spa. I made $9 an hour plus commission plus tips. In this position, though, was where I really learned my craft and developed my expertise and my skills. So although I wasn't making that much money, I was learning a lot more. So I worked alongside two other experienced estheticians and a former aesthetic instructor of one of the most prestigious aesthetic institutes in the country. I worked there for about 8 months. I would have stayed longer, but I was unable to stand on my feet for long periods of time, and I wasn't making enough money to survive. During the time that I worked there, though, I tried to get a second job. So, what I did was I got a job at a very popular wax center. I received the best waxing training that I can imagine. But I quickly realized it wasn't for me. I lasted in that training for about 2 weeks. And the reason why it didn't work for me was because I couldn't stand up all day, every day waxing. It's a medical condition I have. So unfortunately, I couldn't find another aesthetic position. So I took a job at an insurance company, and months passed and I found myself hating that job too. So just as I was looking for another job, I found out I was pregnant with my first child. My pregnancy, though, was so difficult that I had to go on a medical leave, and the entire time I was pregnant and after my son was born, I was on a leave of absence. So, but during my medical leave, I was determined to find another esthetician job. I knew that I loved being an esthetician and helping and working with people to restore their self-esteem. I also knew that I couldn't stand up for long periods of time. So soon I got a job at a popular massage spa. I made $19 an hour. That was good, y'all. It was in this position that I really flourished too. I met great clients, and after my first year, I was nominated as Esthetician of the Year. Woo woo. I worked there for about 2 years. And really, although I enjoyed working at the spa, I still wanted to own my own business. But I was intimidated by owning my own business and having employees and dealing with taxes and dealing with accountants and financial advisors. It was just overwhelming to think about what it would cost to own my own business and the time and the organization, all of that stuff that came with owning my own business. So, but one day I got an ad in the mail about solo salons. I toured the building and found my perfect solution to owning my own business. So I thought. I could finally do my own facials, use my favorite skincare products, offer some waxing services if I wanted to. I was free to be the esthetician I always dreamed of being. However, it came with a price, a big price. I didn't have enough money in my savings, but I had enough money in my credit cards. So I was thinking, oh, I'm going to use all my credit cards. So I used all 6 of my credit cards to furnish and design my studio. Big, big, big mistake, okay? I accrued so much debt within that year. The worst part was I wasn't making enough money to survive and keep my business open. The thing was, my studio rent was $300 a week. So as soon as I made money, I had to pay rent. I was tired of running that rat race. So I started looking for another location for my business. In my search for another location, I found an ad for an esthetician instructor. I relocated my business in a salon and I accepted a job as an instructor. So as a junior assistant instructor, I made $18 an hour. That was good too. I loved being an instructor. It was like being in school all over again, except I wasn't working on clients, and I missed that. I had long-term plans to work for the salon and the institute, but life circumstances changed all of that. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. So first, I had to relocate my boutique to my house and limit my availability for clients. So at this point, I just really had one job as an instructor. However, I really missed working on clients, and the commute to and from work and my son's daycare was stressful. So once again, I started looking for another job. This time, though, I looked for a salon that was looking for an esthetician for their spa room. I interviewed and toured, a couple of rooms, but I was just disappointed. Mainly because the salons were dirty. And there were no sinks in the spa room. But finally, I found a clean salon and a spa room. The spa room didn't have a sink, but the salon was conveniently located close to home and to my son's school. Nothing is ever perfect, right? Right. The pay structure was different. It consists of a guaranteed $300 a week and 50% of the amount over $300 and tips. So say for instance, I made $400 in sales. I would be guaranteed $300 and then the additional $100, I would get half of that, which means I would get $350 for that week. So next year, my percentage would increase to 55%, then 60% the following years, and that's the highest. So I'm currently working at that salon, and I've only been working for that salon for about 2 months, but I love working with this group of professional hairstylists and businessmen. I also love working close to home and to my son's school. The hardest part, though, is building my clientele. Um, I am slowly building my clientele, but my schedule is building up as I go along. So that is my esthetician journey in a nutshell. Please ask me questions if you're a new esthetician or if you're an old esthetician and you're just curious to know what my journey has been like. Maybe you want to know specifics about something that I mentioned. By all means, I'm an open book. Let me know. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. Have a great day.